Chapter 9. The Stock Market. Let's start this topic by telling you the story of Cupcake Avenue, the bake shop that Chloe started. Chloe is the only owner of Cupcake Avenue, which means she owns 100% of the business. Her customers like the cupcakes, and she sells all the cupcakes she bakes every day. After just 1 year of business, Cupcake Avenue becomes a popular little bake shop. Because of the growing demand for her cupcakes, she realizes she needs to buy 2 more ovens to keep up with the orders. She thinks of applying for another loan at Save More Bank, but because she does not want to pay interest, she invites her 2 friends, Olivia and Ben, to invest in her business and become part owners. They all agree that Olivia and Ben will each invest $1,000 into the business to help Chloe buy 2 ovens. In return for their investments, Olivia and Ben will get 25% ownership each. If Chloe were to sell the business, she still owns half, or 50%, of Cupcake Avenue. Share. A unit of ownership in a business. When Chloe sells half of Cupcake Avenue to Ben and Olivia, she is dividing the ownership of the company into 4 equal parts, or shares. Chloe gets 2 shares, which represent 50%, 2 shares times 25%, of the company, while Ben and Olivia receive 1 share each. 1 share represents 25% ownership. At the end of the year, Cupcake Avenue makes a profit of $300. Chloe, Ben and Olivia decide to use $100 to buy more supplies and distribute the remaining $200 of profit amongst the owners. The $200 is divided into 4, since there are 4 shares in the business, so each share gets $50. Since Chloe owns 50% or 2 shares in the company, she gets $100. Ben and Olivia each receive $50 because they own 1 share each. A few months later, George hears about Cupcake Avenue and its success. He gets interested in joining the company as a part owner as well. He makes an offer to buy 1 share of the company for $1,000. But none of the owners accept this offer. Later, George increases his offer to $1,200. Olivia accepts the offer and sells her 1 share to George. Cupcake Avenue remains profitable. Chloe, Ben and George are very happy about the success of the business. A. What is a stock market? Stock market. The place where the stocks or shares of publicly listed companies are bought and sold. Stock. Part of a company that can be traded. Investor. Someone who provides money with the expectation of a gain or a profit. Shareholder. A person or an organization that owns 1 or more shares in a company. Stockbroker. The person or online company that is authorized to buy and sell stocks for investors. Besides depositing your money into a bank to grow, another option where you can invest your money is the stock market. The stock market, sometimes called the stock exchange, is a place where you can buy and sell company stocks. A stock or a share is a part of a company that can be traded. A stock represents a share of ownership in the company. When you buy a stock, you become a part owner of that company. The concept of how a stock market works is similar to the story of Cupcake Avenue. When a company needs money to grow, the owner can sell a portion of the company to investors, the people who buy the stocks or shares. Then these investors become part owners of the company. Investors in stocks are also called shareholders. Ben and Olivia become shareholders of Cupcake Avenue when they bought 1 share each at $1,000. Stocks are traded all over the world. The New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, is the largest of these stock exchanges where the stocks of about 2,800 companies are traded. An individual investor like you can purchase stocks through a stockbroker. Trades can be done by calling a stockbroker or by placing an order online through a stockbroker's website. B. Making money in the stock market. Stock market investors can make money in 2 different ways. 1. Share in the profit. Dividend. a part of the profit that is paid to the shareholders. Shareholders are the owners of the company. If the business they own is profitable, they can share in the profit. Using the case of Cupcake Avenue, this company made a profit of $300 during the second year of its operation. The $200 profit that Chloe distributes to the shareholders is called the dividend. 2. Rise in the price of stocks. If a company is profitable and has a promising future, more investors will likely buy its stock. A bigger demand for the stock will push its price higher. Remember the relationship between demand and supply? The reason someone invests in the stock market is to sell their stocks above the price they paid for them. As in the case of Cupcake Avenue, Olivia made a profit when she sold her stock for $1,200, which is $200 more than her purchase price of $1,000. Usually a big chunk of the money made in the stock market is through the rise of stock prices. Let's look at some of these companies you might know and see how their stock prices changed from November 2012 to November 2015. Name of the company: Hershey. In 2012, their stock was worth $73, and in 2015 their stock was worth $88, so their stock increased by 21%. Mattel, 2012 was $38, 2015 was $25, so their stocks actually went down by 34%, which is a fair bit. McDonald's was $87, is $112, an increase of 29%. Microsoft was $27, is $53, an increase of 96%. Nike was $49, is $131, an increase of 167%. Walt Disney, their stocks were $50 each, now $115, an increase of 130%. Note the changes in the prices are after 3 years. Imagine if you invested $1,000 in McDonald's stocks in 2012, your money would be worth about $1,287 after 3 years. How much is your investment worth in 2015 if you decided to invest $1,000 in Nike stocks in 2012? Your money would be worth about $2,673. Isn't that wonderful? C. The downside of stock market investing. The stock market has been a great channel for investors to make good money. But investing in the stock market involves high risk. Look back at the chart and check the stock price of Mattel, the maker of Barbie dolls and Hot Wheel toys. Although this company and their products are popular, their stock price dropped from $38 in 2012 to $25 by November 2015. This means if you invested $1,000 in Mattel in 2012, your money would only be worth $657 after 3 years. In contrast to what happens to the price of stock when the business is profitable and promising, the stock price will go down when the company is not making good profits or when the company is losing customers to its competitors. Investors do not like companies that are performing poorly. When there are many investors selling a stock, as in the supply is greater than the demand, this will create a downward pressure on the price of the stock, making its price go down. Because investing in stocks can be risky and there is a possibility of losing money, you need to do a lot of research before investing in any kind of stock. You should know what the company does, their financial history, and how successful their products and services are. Also, you need to know who they compete with, how aggressively they compete in the market, and how promising and useful their products and services are. People will likely invest more in a business that is growing and profitable. Chapter 10. The last chapter. Money around the world. A. What are currencies? Currency, the type of money used in a country or area. Political stability, having a strong and successful government. Currency is the type of money used in a country or an area. There are more than 190 countries in the world, and every country is either using its own currency or is sharing a common currency with another country. The currency in the United States is called the dollar. In China, it's called the yuan. In Philippines, it's called the peso. In Europe, several countries have agreed to use one currency called the euro. The countries using the euro include Austria, Belgium, Cyprus, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, the Netherlands, Portugal, Slovakia, Slovenia, and Spain. Other European countries like Denmark, Poland, and Sweden, and the United Kingdom are accepting the euro, but they still use their own currencies as well. There are more than 160 currencies around the world, but the value of one currency is different from another. What a currency is worth depends on several factors, including the demand and supply of the currency, the strength of the economy, and the political stability of the country or the region. B. What is foreign exchange? Foreign exchange, the conversion of one currency into another currency. Because the values of the currencies are different, you may need to convert your money to a foreign currency when you travel abroad. This is needed especially if you plan to buy foreign goods or services. The conversion of one currency into another is called foreign exchange. You can exchange currencies at a bank, at money changing stores, or at foreign exchange kiosks inside the airports. These money changing stores post their exchange rates on big display boards. These are the steps you can follow to find out the equivalent amount of money in the new currency you need. Step 1. Know the amount of money you want to exchange. Step 2. Find out the exchange rate between the two currencies. Step 3. Multiply the amount of your money by the exchange rate to get the value of your money in the new currency. George lives in the United States and he is traveling to the Philippines for a business trip. He wants to buy $200 worth of items that he can bring back to the United States. Let's help George convert his US dollars into Philippine pesos. Step 1. Know the amount of money you want to exchange. $200. Step 2. Find out the exchange rate between the two currencies. 47.17. Step 3. Multiply the amount of your money by the exchange rate to get the value of your money in the new currency. 200 American dollars times 47.17 equals 9,434 pesos. C. Other uses of foreign exchange. International trade, the exchange of goods and services between the countries. Import, goods and services purchased from another country. Export, goods and services sold to another country. Foreign exchange is widely used in personal and business travel, but it is actually used more in international trade. International trade is the exchange of goods and services between countries. Because of innovations in transportation and communication, almost every country is now able to trade more goods and services with other countries. Goods and services bought from another country are called imports, while products and services sold to another country are called exports. In 2014, the United States bought $119 billion worth of oil from Canada, $130 billion worth of electronic equipment from China, and $46 billion worth of vehicles from Japan. When you buy goods from these countries, you need to convert your dollars into their currencies. In a similar way, other countries import goods from the United States. In 2014, Canada imported American vehicles amounting to $51 billion. China bought aircrafts worth $14 billion, while Japan imported $4 billion worth of cereals. For those countries that want to buy American goods and services, they may need to exchange their currencies into US dollars. Afterward, sharing makes sense. At the start of this class, you identified the different things you can do with your money. You can spend it on goods and services, you can save it for the future, you can invest it and make more money for you, or you can give it all back to the community. You learned that money is not easy to come by. Most of you need to work to earn money. It may seem unfair to give back some of the money you earn to benefit other people, but let's explore why it is worthy to give back. Sharing makes sense because the money you give back to the community can make a difference in someone else's life. Sadly, there are many people in this world who are not as lucky as you are, but you can do something to make them feel good and help them live a better life. One way to do this is by donating to charities. A charity is an organization that helps people in need. When you donate money to charity, your money will be pooled together with other donations and will be used to help the charities accomplish their missions. Even a small amount can make an impact, especially if this is used to help people who live in extreme poverty. A $1 donation, for instance, can provide a person in a poor country with access to safe water for a whole year. A $3 donation can buy books to help children from poor families exchange their knowledge. In June 2015, American billionaire Warren Buffett donated $2.8 billion to charities. Mr. Buffett's total donation to charities has reached $23 billion by now. Imagine how many books, food, and gallons of clean drinking water this amount can buy. You might say that Mr. Buffett is super rich and he can afford to donate billions of dollars. Indeed, Mr. Buffett is a multi-billionaire. But you don't need to be a billionaire or a millionaire to give back to the community. You can always start with very small amounts and go from there. You can always give non-cash donations while you are still not earning money. Some charities accept toys, books, canned goods, school supplies, old equipment, and used clothing. Those charities distribute the donated items to people in need, or they can sell the goods to raise money. Remember that your donation, no matter how big or small, can become a powerful force when pulled together with other donations. Donating money to charities is voluntary. There are no laws or rules that require people to give money. But even without this obligation, people continue to share their wealth for various reasons. Some people feel good in knowing that they have contributed to a good cause. Some people want to actively participate in fighting poverty, promoting better health, offering scholarships, and funding medical research. Some donate money because of religious beliefs. Others donate money to get tax breaks because donating money can lower the taxes they need to pay. Whatever their motivations are, the donations help a lot in supporting the programs of the charities they choose. Nobody is challenging you to match the money donated by Mr. Buffett. The hope here is that you will study hard, work hard, and will have high motivation to earn more when you grow up, so that while you and your family are enjoying the fruits of your labor, you can also give more and help more. Through this class, you learned how important money is, how you can make money, and how it can be used in different ways. What you do with your money is totally up to you. In the end, what matters more is not the goods and services you bought to make you feel and look good, but how you used your money to make you a better and smarter person. That was Finance 101 for Kids, Money Lessons Children Cannot Afford to Miss by Walter Andal, read by Ingrid Stavey for StoryZone.